Turn on, and we're live with the Ninjacast. This is just going to be a nice, soft, slow opening because we got a lot of work to do. So we're going to flip it over to O's screen. How you doing, O?
Well, you were supposed to flip it over to my screen anyway. Nobody wants to look at you.
That's not true. I have a lovely, gorgeous tan these days.
You look like a carrot.
No, it's faded back down to a brown at this point.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
I am golden at this point.
Yeah, why not?
Still freakishly white on my chest, which is going to make San Diego Comic-Con potentially way too hilarious.
But your bathing suit probably doesn't show the chest.
It will show like portions of it, and then there's also a chance that I might have to bring a second swimsuit and just go with a regular swimsuit some days.
Well,
yeah. For those that aren't aware and that are just now tuning in, watching us on YouTube, trying to figure out what the heck we're talking about, O and I are actually going to be doing a special at San Diego Comic-Con where we are going to put a ball pit in our booth, and we're going to sit in the ball pit in swimsuits, and we're going to invite people to jump in and kind of go balls deep with O and Dern.
and of course I apologize to the people listening because you probably already heard this, and I think we always have like the same 4 or 5 listeners. So hello to all of you, and sorry for making you listen to that again.
Yeah, for the Ninjacast, it's not like... Well, I do know we pull in the occasional new listener just from the random, like, what the heck is this? Click. So, yeah, those do happen, but our listening crowd from the Ninjacast tends to be just our fans, yes.
So, so welcome everybody. We'll be transmitting live for about...
Let's do about an hour today.
Hour and a half. We always extend ourselves a little bit.
That's how I like to plan things. I'd like to say that I'll take an hour, but then I like to give that little bit of extra as a surprise.
So, but yeah, anyway, if anybody has any questions, I'm pretty sure Dern set up a way for you to ask them.
I'm pretty sure I did. You can go through the Google Plus Hangout and click on our Q&A toggle there and send in questions. I will do my best to try to pay attention to them. This is going to be an awkward show for us in that it is so close to convention, the major swing of our convention tour, that I do also have to be juggling some work as I do these talking things, microphone. Holy crap, this is hard for me to do.
Which, by the way, you haven't sent me any kind of email concerning travel.
I know. That's one of the things that I am currently finalizing in the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Yes, it's exciting stuff. All right.
So in any case, yes, if anybody has questions, we're more than happy to answer.
Yep, keep an eye out.
And I will warn you, though, that if you're watching, there are many potential spoilers in the comics that you will see me working on today. So
I believe we're working. That's Monday's comic, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because Friday's comic, tomorrow's comic, is actually being colored right now. Correct?
Exactly. No. Actually, this one is being colored right now. The top part of this one is being colored now.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow's comic is done.
So our intern is ahead of the game today. That's a good sign.
Well, it's a group effort. I'm trying to make it so that tomorrow I draw. You see, on Fridays I need to have Monday's comic done, which almost never happens. So normally what it ends up being is I have to work on Sunday, which I do not enjoy. Because, I work all week, like from top of the morning. No, actually not top of the morning. Bottom of the morning, I guess. Right. All the way to 10 p.m. every single day. So, I don't want to work on weekends. But in any case, yeah. So Monday's comic has to be ready on Friday, and the ideal thing is that so the intern has something to do as soon as she gets here on Monday. That at the end of Friday, Wednesday's comic is drawn, not colored, drawn.
Right.
So that's always been like our kind of goal. We have never achieved it.
Never?
Maybe once or twice in the last year. Yeah, it's a difficult goal to achieve. There's always every single time that I have like my work like up to date and that we're going on a good rhythm and all that, something comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's even your fault.
Yeah, sometimes I do throw some stuff at you at the
Other
last
times,
moment.
when we finally manage to get like something even closely similar to an advantage, a convention comes up. So
Right. There have been some days, like I remember one time where you thought everything was going good, and then you realized that you were 2 days off.
Yeah, it's happened also. And like these days, it's the conventions. The conventions just kind of throw you off your game.
Yeah.
Totally. But this time, I'm pretty sure that I'll get to finally take the weekend off.
It might actually happen. Well, for me,
I'm almost done with this page.
my past 2 Thursdays have felt completely like Fridays. And because last week it was the day before I had to go travel for a show because I was in Las Vegas for the American Library Association show, which if any of our librarian friends are checking in, and apparently they do, it's very nice. They like the Sketchcast better, obviously, because it's more educational in some weird sort of way. But hi, librarian fans, and I'm waving on my camera, but I'm not going to show myself. What the heck was I saying? Well, it was a good show. It was it is one of my favorite shows. Like I don't even joke when I say that.
You were talking about how your Thursday felt like a Friday.
Well, yeah, because I like had to like get all the travel arrangement stuff, and Friday morning was so it felt like I had 2 Saturdays and 2 Sundays this weekend, if that makes any sense, because that show actually runs through Monday morning, and when it goes through Monday morning, like I'm used to shows ending on a Sunday, so when I had like that last day, it sort of threw me there.
I suppose it's just that most people at the convention are technically, like even the people visiting, are technically working. So, I mean, it's not like a bunch of people just...
Right. Like, it is very much my office, so to speak. Yeah. And, and the funniest thing is though, that this year I talked to a bunch of librarians, and they actually want, in various levels, O and I to show up at libraries and do like educational speeches and talks and things.
Yeah,
I haven't even talked to you about
for
this.
Kids.
No. Well, it might be for like teenagers.
I can deal with teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers that would be curious on how to draw comics or something.
Yeah,
like
that I can. Kids, on the other hand.
No. If it's a interact with little kids for something like the Monster Alphabet and Monster Numbers, I do that one by myself.
Yeah, good for you.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that whatever kind of weekend you had, it was never as exasperating as the last. How long has this been now? When did the World Cup start?
Oh, jeez, why the hell won't they lose? Oh my gosh.
U.S.?
No, Colombia.
Oh, I don't know. They seem to be in danger of winning.
I know. It's rather annoying. I've been actively cheering against Colombia, for Netherlands, and for U.S. And U.S. got their ass kicked recently. So, yeah. My desire to watch any of the games is now completely null and void. Like, I like Netherlands, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just check the scores. Whatever.
Well, I do that just to kind of know what to expect, mostly to know when the games are.
Just to know.
For example, tomorrow I have class, right? I have a class to teach. I also have one tonight. But tomorrow, Colombia plays in the afternoon. And here's the thing:
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks have been holidays. The last 2 Mondays have been holidays, and Colombia plays tomorrow, and government just decided to declare that tomorrow is a civic day, which is basically a holiday.
Yeah, just shut it all down and let's
Yeah,
go
and go watch the game.
Yeah. How do you think your country is going to react if they lose? Because let's be honest, they're playing Brazil tomorrow.
I don't know. Like at this point, I am extremely annoyed. Like I came into this month of the World Cup hating soccer, and it has somehow made me hate it even more.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it is fascinating from a social point of view, like the way people react, especially on Facebook, where like you get all the people that also used to hate soccer but now magically don't.
Yeah. Like
And
traders. Like I've always liked sports, so I'm not exactly a trader on that. But even at the same time, you haven't really seen me post a lot on social media about that now, have you?
well, you would if I had to basically ask you not to.
No, I just don't really care.
But well, I mean, unless you're talking about soccer specifically. Or maybe I just assume that if you're not posting, it's because there's nothing really important going on at the moment.
What was that? One of your cats?
No, that's a kid outside. Can't wait until about 80, 90 years have passed and he dies.
Just time that one out.
Yeah, he's going to be 95 and I'm just going to be there. But no. Somehow I have. It has managed to make me hate the sport even more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't bring myself to actually want Colombia to lose.
Really?
And
So you want this to continue because
it's fascinating from a social point of view to see like the way the whole country is reacting to the sport. Like the way that
I feel like Colombia, they would actually deserve to win. Like your country actually cares. Like for me, it would have been beautiful had America really pushed deeper. I'm not even saying win, but had they been able to pull that off and actually go a little bit further in and actually say, yeah, you know what, maybe America doesn't suck at soccer.
Well, I don't think anybody deserves to win. I just said, yeah, may the best team win, and that's it. But it is interesting. But I'm basically as annoyed as I'm gonna get. It is like there is no way that it can get even worse because like even if like they end up winning the World Cup, I don't think it's physically possible for people to celebrate more than they have already. Like, I mean, fuck, they even declared that next Friday is a civic holiday.
Yeah, well, I'm more worried. I don't know. Should I be worried about them losing? That's what I'm thinking. Like, are they going to react badly to that?
Well, I don't really know. I honestly think that it's a lot more dangerous if they win.
You think that? Yeah, because the victory riots.
Yeah. People have already. Well, I mean, I don't believe everything I see on the news, but people have been getting extremely drunk, and there have been accidents and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think either way it's going to be much of a problem. It's just that it is interesting to see people lose their shit over something so significant.
Yeah, like USA, you could actually see we have a problem when one of our not even when Team USA wins something, when like our basketball teams or our baseball teams or our football teams win a championship, that specific city actually tends to throw a riot on a regular basis. I mean, and a lot of it is it's stupid young people using it as an excuse to go riot, but it would be interesting to see Colombia handle a major global win in a classier way than the U.S. could over like a NBA championship.
Oh no! Don't. I mean, we lost. We already lost that 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 competition. Basically, I've had people try to pick fights with me already, and the fight that they tried to pick with me was because I was just walking down the street, minding my own business, on my way to teach class, and some drunk guy came up and was basically giving me a hard time because I wasn't wearing the team jersey. And
You're
the guy
not
was angry.
representing.
The guy was legitimately angry, yelling at me, "Where is your shirt?" And I'm just like, dude, don't.
Man.
Don't. Let's not do this.
Man.
It's
the thing that's going to bug me for a very long time about this particular World Cup is that USA had what could have been. Like, their defense was perfect, their midfield was perfect, and their striker was one of the most dangerous strikers in the world, and he straight up gets injured in the first game.
Well, you know a lot about this.
What? Sorry. So hey, look, a question has come in. Voltus would like to know: have you seen the new Dracula Untold trailer, and what did you think of it?
I saw the link to it, which is just kind of like, that's a lame ass answer. Like, well, I saw the link.
I know it exists.
Honestly, I saw the link, and I just was not interested enough to even click it. I have to be honest. Like, I'm not even saying like I think it's a bad movie or anything. I just saw the link and I was like, eh.
Okay, I'm feeling really bad because I didn't even see the link. What is this?
So I'm aware of the existence of this movie. I just didn't even bother watching the trailer. Right now I'm just excited about Transformers. Guardians of the Galaxy and Ninja Turtles. Those are my.
Mm-hmm.
That is my focus right now. I am right now in a very losing battle of. I am agreeing with a journalist over at Kotaku, and right then and there, I know that calling somebody at Kotaku a journalist is probably insulting to journalists all over the world. But I'm sorry,
Dern. Not that bad, but okay. No, I've pretty much turned in my journalist card at this point. It's been a couple of years since I've written a story for them.
But there are a lot of journalists on Kotaku that I do read and enjoy and respect. Mm-hmm. And one of them actually wrote an article called "Leave Michael Bay Alone," and basically that, like, the whole gist of it, and even another writer over at The Escapist, whom I normally never agree with.
I'm going to really quickly help you out there. The Escapist.
I'm running a mental check. Nope, don't care. So,
okay.
Movie Bob is his name, and I also never agree with him, and I find him incredibly annoying. I hate his accent. But again, the guy also did a movie review of the Transformers, and he's also saying, you know what, that's getting old. Leave Michael Bay alone. And the argument, and I agree with both these guys, is Michael Bay is not a bad filmmaker.
Oh no, he's not. I mean,
he's very good at what he does.
He has, in my opinion, of all the Michael Bay films I've seen, he has had one film that is genuinely terrible, and it was Circumstances Beyond His Control.
Which was?
I would say that Transformers 2 is genuinely terrible, but you have to remember that was a film that was made during the writer's strike.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to get to. Like, his job was well done. Like, his part. Like, the script is stupid, and the movie
was stupid. There were some general plot holes.
Michael Bay's job was done flawlessly.
He made it look good. He gave us explosions. He put the right pieces in the puzzle together. So yeah.
Yeah. So he has never been bad at his job, and like The Rock. I love The Rock. The Island, that's a fun movie. Bad
Hmm.
Boys, I'm sorry, Bad Boys is awesome.
Oh no, it's yeah.
Like I don't, and Transformers One was a good movie. I genuinely love Transformers Three. I still watch it,
Hmm.
and I'm looking forward to Transformers Four. I normally don't repeat Transformers Two, but it has some pretty awesome Michael Bay parts. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely has some big
some
action.
and and what they're saying is, look, if you people don't like these movies, um, don't watch them. Like it's
Yeah,
not Michael Bay's fault that he's good at what he does, and what he does is something you don't like.
right. That is a
And yeah,
right.
and the guy on Kotaku was saying, uh, yes, the movie is dumb, but why can't the movie be dumb? Like why do all movies need to be smart? Like
How did I
movies don't.
just now find out that he's the director of Pain and Gain? I haven't actually seen that, but it's on my short list of movies to see. But Pain and Gain was The Rock and Marky Mark as personal fitness trainers and thieves.
Well, to
It looked
quote
so
Michael Bay
amazingly
himself,
stupid. It actually looked like a wannabe Michael Bay film when I saw it in previews, and I'm like, that's kind of an awesome idea, but and now knowing that it's actually Michael Bay at the helm, I'm now 100% sold on this movie.
well, the thing is, like every single argument people make against Michael Bay, to me, actually does seem a bit unfair. It's like the guy himself. Once he was told like the criticism, like his criticism was that he made movies that seemed to be like they were all for 12-year-old boys, and
Hmm.
he answered, and I agree with him. What's wrong with making movies for 12-year-old boys? Like, you know,
Yeah.
why can't I make movies for that audience? Like they exist. Well, they should also have movies made for them.
Hmm.
And like for example, with Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff coming out now, I'm like, that movie looks awesome. What is people's problem with that movie? It looks really good. It looks
Yeah.
like a lot of fun, and it's not like the old Ninja Turtle movie were like. Uh,
The Muppets versions one, Turtles one, I actually really still to this day like,
oh no
and
no no! I love it, but what I'm
yeah,
saying is, it's not like it's a. We're not talking about Schindler's List here.
no, no,
It's
but it's
this
still
is like
definitely it's if you think about it, Michael Bay is probably the correct target, the person to target that demographic.
yeah, it's just a fun, stupid, blow up everything,
Like, imagine
kick-ass
if we
movie.
got. Let's imagine other directors doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, imagine John Woo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Actually, wait, wasn't that actually going to be a thing?
I could imagine John Woo doing Ninja Turtles, but it
No,
would be
actually, that was actually a thing. Oh my gosh, yes. Uh, he was going to do, yeah, because it's even coming up as a Google suggestion. He was going to do like a CGI version that was going to be very heavily based on the old black and white, the original grim, gritty, quasi parody Ninja Turtles.
which
Yeah,
like remember the CGI Ninja Turtle movie that was like a couple of years
TMNT.
ago. I love that movie.
It's actually in continuity with the three Muppet ones.
I love that movie. It is
Yeah.
so much fun, and I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. Everything.
Hmm. I do have
And
to say though that the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show, completely unbiased on this, it is the best version of Ninja Turtles ever.
oh, I mean, I'll have to check it out. Right now, I'm busy watching. Um, when I can, I'm watching Attack on Titan, and
Hmm.
I'm watching Helix.
Helix. What's
Yeah,
Helix?
it's a show from Sci-Fi.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It's really good.
Hmm.
It's really really good. It's really my kind of show. Um, but yeah, so you know what I'm tired of these days on the internet? Like all those stupid posts of like this fan made a Transformers stop motion animation with his
And I would
toys.
take this over that.
Yeah, and this looks better than the Michael Bay movie any day of the week. I'm like, what? No, it doesn't.
No,
It does
yeah.
not. Like, and that's the other thing. Like people, all of a sudden, everybody's an expert. So everybody's like criticizing the Transformers design. I will concede that it is crowded. That it is crowded design. But like, who the fuck made you the concept artist to think that you know better,
Yeah.
like how a transformer should be designed? Why can't people, like, what happened to just saying, like, in my opinion, before saying something?
Hmm.
Like, before you start saying that, like,
In
oh,
my
Milwaukee Optimus Prime was
unprofessionally,
better designed. Like, what the fuck do you know?
yeah, like in my opinion, which is not actually a professional opinion, is just my unqualified. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, or saying like personally, yeah, just putting personally, or in my opinion, before these blanket statements about something like that. Also, people, I think people like I'm one of the first advocates of truth is not cruel. Truth is just what it is.
Hmm.
But people just like bashing these things, and I'm just thinking, people worked on this. Like this
Yeah.
is not like this isn't something that just appeared out of Michael Bay's ass. Like thousands of people worked on this thing.
Well, maybe not thousands, but definitely hundreds.
I don't know. I actually now that you
Actually,
mention it,
no. Yeah, actually, with all that CGI work, that's going to bring in a couple different studios. So I think you're right. I'll go with thousands.
oh no, but I mean, if we're just talking about the design, well then probably not. But if we're talking about the movie in general,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
including everybody.
like gaffers and caterers and best boys and yeah,
I mean, sometimes when you look at those movie credits, just like one little section of it can easily be hundreds of people.
yeah,
Like,
and that's
especially when
usually
they
the
tell like,
CGI section.
yeah, the CGI sections are always huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's like my whole thought on the Michael Bay thing, and I do agree with these people at Kotaku. Which, by the way, I apologize if any of you from Kotaku not listening were offended that I said that calling you journalists was, but you guys gotta admit, like
They're
sometimes you
already
guys
sending
just
an email to us right now.
yeah, but you guys gotta admit, sometimes you guys just take your opinion and state it as fact, and you guys have to admit you were the ones that posted some stupid kids stop motion animation with his Transformer toys and said it looked better than the movie,
Yep.
which it does not.
Wait,
And
was
that,
it
and
them
I'm,
or IO9 that said that? Was
uh,
it
it's,
Kotaku?
it's, it's just the same people. Like, it's Gawker.
Yeah. I think that was IO9 that did that hyperbolic headline, which is odd because I love IO9, but you know what? It's been like 11 months since they put us on their website, so that love has to be bought. IO9.
I thoroughly enjoy Jezebel
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because they come up with some very thought-provoking, interesting articles about like female uh, life, I guess.
Yeah. They
Every now and then,
really.
every now and then they just lose their shit over some stupid thing, and it is just so much fun to read. Like it is awesome. Like I love these thought provoking like stuff where you go like, yeah, the world needs to improve and all that, but every now and then they just blow something out of proportion, and it is
Mhm.
awesome. I love those things. They're very entertaining to watch.
Yes. Shopping for ball pit balls.
You know how many you need to fill the pit?
That's actually the danger that I have right now that I keep going back and forth on. I can't figure out, do we need 1,000 or do we need 2,000? And I'm trying to figure out like how much financial risk is it to just get 1,000 and hope that that'll work. I guess it'll probably still look good if we
Well, I
only
don't
have
know. I mean,
1,000.
as long as we're actually sitting in a ball pit and not like above just a little carpet of balls.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, look, two almost new guys sitting on top of some balls.
Just on top of like 200 is definitely not enough. I know that much.
Well, why don't you do actual calculation of the volume and
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. What I'm trying to find is I'm trying to find Because it's not actually like we can't use the exact spherical volume of the ball. We have to use the what do X number of balls fit in X number of space because the negative space will count too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This is not really something you would ever expect to have to do if you're like, I want to be a comic book writer. All right, kid, how many balls fit into a kiddie pool? What?
well, why don't? No, actually, like I was saying, like I was thinking, how about if you look at what kind of container the balls are going to come in, and that way
Yeah.
you can more or less approximate, like, okay, that looks like it would. How much is that, and how much can that fit of? Actually, I don't know. That's really not my job. So good for me.
Yeah.
And okay.
All right. Yeah. This one, it would fill. It comes in a box that's 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall, and 4 feet long.
No, there's no way that's going to fill the kiddie pool.
Well, it would fill it about a foot deep at that point.
Okay. Look at how deep a foot is, and then sit in that and figure out how much of you is going to be out of it.
Well, yeah, we're going to be mostly out of it.
Oh yeah, but
The pool itself is only like 2 feet tall.
wait, is there not like a middle, like not 1,000 or 2,000, but like 1,500?
I can get the 1,000, and then if it's not enough, I can easily add another 500 in.
But
Because
in
I'm
how much
looking at
time?
this. Hmm.
In how much time?
Uh, we should be able to do it in time.
Why the fuck is there like a pencil with a mustache on my Google Plus thing?
What?
Look at the top.
Yeah, what is this thing? I'm just gonna click it and see what
That's a
that
pencil
does.
with a mustache. It's just draw. Why does it have a mustache?
I don't know.
Wait a second. Load it. Load it. Oh shit! She's listening to music. I'm gonna have to shoot her.
What the heck is draw?
Load up.
It doesn't work for me.
Okay, that worked. Voy a guardar el archivo actualizado. Estás. Oh.
I don't want to screen share now.
Entonces ya está terminado.
Lock that in. Q&A. Q&A is empty at the moment. All right.
Okay.
Oh man. So, actually, Vegas tried to kill me this weekend. There's no other way to explain it.
You.
Huh?
Everything always tries to kill you.
Yeah. It was when I got in. Let me get you the Celsius there, because I think we got mostly European. Because it was 44 degrees Celsius. That's a murder temperature.
It's Vegas. What do you expect?
I don't know. It was painful.
It's a desert. Like, you know, it would have been weird if it was cold. Then I would be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. But then I got invited back, and I was kind of hesitant initially because it was like, but it's going to try to kill me again. But then the invite is actually back for a show that's in October, so I'm actually going to be spending Halloween in Vegas, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a big comic festival going on there that they want me to come out and show your pretty stuff off at, and I get to apparently meet Howard Chaykin. So that'll be exciting.
Who's that?
He's a famous comic writer.
Well, what did he write?
Stuff.
Oh, so that famous, huh?
I've read a ton of his stuff, and so I'm just like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head all of a sudden. Because, yeah, he was always kind of one of those, like, indie-type guys, but I'm cheating and looking at his... he did American Flag, American Century, Challengers of the Unknown. He's just kind of like a known industry guy. So he's done like a little bit of. He's done the Avengers. He's done a lot of stuff for Vertigo. He's done a lot of stuff Marvel, DC. Yeah, kind of. He was a big guy in the '90s and '80s.
Well, considering my reading of Days of Future Past, that is not something that's going to sell me in a guy
He
right
had
now.
nothing to do with Days of Futures Past.
What did he do?
Hmm?
What did he do with that? Like, what did he write? What did he do there?
He had nothing to do with Days of Futures
Oh,
Past.
I thought you said he had one thing to do.
No, nothing. No.
No, I'm just saying that if Days of Future Past is anything to go by, then saying that he was big in the '80s is like
Yeah, it's a little bit hesitant type thing, but he was more of the hanging out with Frank Miller and Alan Moore vibe of the '80s, '90s comics guys.
But you hate Alan Moore.
Well, yes,
And
but
let's be honest, Frank Miller is very much overrated.
yeah, I don't know why you
Let's
gotta
just
out me
leave
on
it-
that, man. But
let's just leave it at that. The guy is he's good. He's good.
he's good. He's very good at promoting himself. So yeah, and then very good at being a crazy person nowadays. And you could say that about either Alan Moore or Frank Miller. So yeah,
So okay. Let's just
my feelings on those creators
leave
are
it be.
complex. I have enjoyed their comics in the past.
No, I mean I have nothing against Alan Moore so far. I have enjoyed what I have read of his, but I have heard that the guy is not the nicest human being on the planet. But I am of the belief that that in no way impedes my enjoyment of his work as long as he's not doing something particularly evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, liking children or something like that.
Right.
The real evil stuff.
Sorry, I'm allowing myself to get distracted by Joe Dunn's comic. Joe loves crappy movies.
I thought you were supposed to be working.
Oh yeah. I'm working. Back to my balls. Working on my balls here.
What movie is he reviewing then?
He's got a comic up about Purge Anarchy, and yeah. I'm kind of afraid of Joe right now. You guys can go check that out at digitalpimponline.com. Yeah. That's all you guys get.
I have not read webcomics of any kind or any sort or anybody in seriously since before I went to Texas.
Oh man.
I mean, I've seen one Saturday morning breakfast cereal, but it's because they post it on Facebook every now and then. And he was hating on Ninja Turtles movies, so I just said, oh, no. Bye.
No.
And
Dude, speaking of Ninja Turtle movies, I'm going to just completely derail you there. Turtles Forever. Have you ever seen that?
no, what is it?
It takes the turtles from the '80s cartoon, and they end up invading the universe of the turtles from the late '90s cartoon. Actually, that might be the early 2000s cartoon.
Gotta be honest, that doesn't sound very good.
It really is.
Really?
It's way better than it has any right to be.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm very reluctant to like stuff with forever in the title. I mean, we learn nothing from Batman?
True.
And from Superman?
But it's basically like the old school turtle cartoons, and it very much like pokes fun at just how stupid that original cartoon was, and how quasi gritty the second cartoon was. And it's definitely Nickelodeon grabbing their new toy, because they made this shortly after they bought Turtles, and grabbing their new toy and sort of establishing that there are many turtle universes out there. And they all exist together. In fact, it's a little bit spoilery, but they actually punch into the Prime universe, which is all black and white, and Leonardo, for some reason, anytime he moves anywhere, narration goes off, and the other turtles can hear it, and like is he narrating as he kicks our ass? Like, what the heck is this?
So why are you mentioning this?
Well, because I've had to see that movie like 3 times over the past week.
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie, and it's.
Is it like a direct-to-DVD movie or something?
It was a direct-to-DVD. It's I have it on through Amazon right now. I picked it up recently, and I fully recommend it. Like, it is, it's got all the staples from the original cartoon. From Krang is there, Rocksteady, Bebop, and they're just horribly mocked when they show up into the 2000s universe, because the only one that likes, because if you think about it, the original Turtles cartoon, they all kind of had the same personality. Even though, like, they supposedly had one as a rude dude and one as the leader of the team, when you get down to it, they all pretty much crack jokes. And then the 2000s version, they did a much better job of making Raphael the grim and gritty, and Michelangelo the surfer dude, and Donatello's the nerd, and Leonardo's the leader. Like, they finally helped establish those archetypes. And when the two groups of turtles meet, Michelangelo is the only one that likes the 1980s version. He's like, these guys are awesome, because they all act like Mikey does. And then when they finally punch all the way back to the Prime universe, Raphael is the only one that likes that group, because they're all grim and gritty.
Okay.
It was amusing. It's a good movie. I dig it.
And what style is it animated in?
Both.
Oh.
It's actually kind of the more amazing part, is that they don't even try to change the animation style. That if they're in the 2000s universe, it's drawn like it's a 2000s cartoon, but the 1980s turtles are just all like bulbous and round and looking completely out of place. And when they punch into the X dimension, which is the 80s cartoon, everything is just ridiculous looking and absurd, and the fighting rule styles still apply for both turtle sets. So the 1980s turtles can do something incredibly stupid, like mash and tie wires together, and it'll totally work for them. Or like throw a nunchuck into a giant fan and have that fan blow up and take out 50 ninja soldiers. Whereas the 2000s turtles, they actually have to do every single takedown by hand. At one point, the 80s turtles, they just grab trash cans and they start throwing them at one of the monsters. They're like, what? This works for us all the time. Throw trash cans. I mean, come on. Because the 80s turtles couldn't actually use their ninja weapons to attack people. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I remember reading about that. It was.
Yeah. So they've got like this consistent, stupid method of just like, throw a trash can or grab a manhole cover and throw that. Yeah. It's Michelangelo keeps breaking old Michelangelo keeps breaking the fourth wall, and one of the villains just finally gets so pissed off, and it's like, who are you talking to? There's no one there. It's good times.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's a very fun movie, and then even more fun is that I would almost recommend that you watch that first before watching the new Turtles TV series.
Not
because one of the Krangs that is in... No.
What?
Well, there are multiple Krangs in that universe, because there's multiple universes. You know?
Yeah.
So it's not that they're clones or anything; they're just alternate reality versions of each other. And there's multiple Shredders and all that fun stuff.
It would be a little difficult for me to watch because I'm not a very big fan of multiple realities and stories. Yeah. I've always kind of seen it very much like lazy writing. But I'm mostly going by Marvel. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that being sort of a problem. I like multiple realities if they're done correctly. And I think they do a good job of addressing that fact in Turtles Forever, and they do a good job. And it's a very polite way of them saying that we didn't take your turtles away from you. your turtles are still there, and we're just showing you other turtles now.
Well, I guess Michael Bay could. I mean, then again, Michael Bay is not even the director of this movie, so.
He's not,
But
yeah, he's just a producer on
he's
that
not
one.
even the director.
He was making 4.
But
Transformers 4.
then again, he could give the same argument. Like, it took nothing. That is one of the phrases. Yeah. That is one of my pet peeves. In
raping your childhood, or
I hate it when people say that.
So fucking hyperbolic. I hate it.
And especially because the stuff you like from your childhood is still there. You can go watch it. Like, you can go watch it anytime you want. It's not like he took every single copy of the old movie and destroyed it. You can still go watch them. The same goes for George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because he doesn't sell the old movies anymore doesn't mean that they cease to exist. You can find them if you look hard enough, if it's so important to you.
As it is, the Blu-ray set that they came out with, I picked that up recently and watched it through, and like they toned down a lot of the special edition stuff, and it's a really nice version of it. I mean, I like that there's actually a website of a guy that has been pointing out where the special editions can still improve, and it's really little tiny digital things, and apparently the Blu-ray actually did a bunch of those suggestions. It's things like R2's buttons and colors. He's a different robot in later movies, in 5 and 6. Like, in 5 and 6, one of his lenses can switch from a red to a blue. In the original episode 4, it was stuck just on red.
No, but I actually enjoy the remastered versions, and I enjoy the old versions alike. I even said this before. Like, I like the remastered versions because right now, for example, I'm watching all Star Wars movies with my girlfriend. She has not seen the old movies, nor did she remember much about the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
And showing her the remastered versions is way better because that way I don't have to be making up excuses all the damn time about how, like, it's an old movie. It's because that happens a lot when you show, like, before we saw RoboCop, which, again, what is people's fucking problem with these? Like, RoboCop was a good movie, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but it was fun. In any case, like with RoboCop, I said, no, we have to watch the old RoboCop first. And we did, and, like, a lot of the times, I would have to, like, turn and say, like, it's an old movie. It's an old movie. Like, back then. And all that kind of stuff. And you have to make up a bunch of excuses for these movies for a bunch of stuff that just doesn't fly right now.
Right.
With the new Star Wars movies, you don't have to do that because, like, they're remastered and they have this kind of old-timey look to them, yes, but...
No, I think you'll find with, like, Episode 1, that one actually shows its age.
Yeah, that one does look...
It leaned a little too heavy on CGI, and, that stuff just doesn't age well. I mean, Toy Story 1 actually doesn't age very well either.
I don't know, but these are movies that I can still enjoy if I am aware, like, of what, like, I'm not going in watching Episode 1 expecting it to look awesome forever. And I actually don't agree with people that say that these movies don't age well, because I think that term is not fair. Yes, they don't look as awesome as they did to us back then, but, like, why do we need stuff to look awesome eternally?
But the thing is that a good practical effect does age well.
Yeah, but that's what I think is an exaggeration. Because I have seen a ton of practical effects that just don't. Again, an example. RoboCop. RoboCop 2. I remember from my childhood, Kane just kind of blew my mind, the way that robot looked.
Yeah.
And I saw him a little bit before RoboCop, the new one, came out, and I was like, it doesn't look as awesome as I remembered him looking.
We actually have a note coming in about RoboCop 2 saying that the first movie they actually kind of matched the actual Detroit. Actually, the fun thing is that most of RoboCop was actually filmed in Dallas, not Detroit, because Detroit was still way too awful to shoot in. What's up, Detroit? How you doing? Never going near you. I actually had a show come up to me, and they were like a small Comic Con from Detroit, and I'm just like, no, it's not happening. Like, yeah, maybe if you paid me, type of thing. Maybe
But
if you gave
but
us.
is Detroit still?
What's that?
Is Detroit still horrible?
Oh my gosh, it's getting worse. It is so terrible. There's just no industry. It's decaying by the block. It's amazing, just how terrible it's gotten. Hmm.
Well,
I'm
sorry.
really wondering if people are going to spot the. It's not really a spoiler so much as it is a giant clue that we tucked in there. It was on yesterday's page.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have very good memory.
Right. There's something on yesterday's page that you could go back and find it on page 1 of book 1.
Well, that kind of makes it obvious.
Hey, if they've gotten this far into our blathering, I think they deserve that bit of a map of a hint, but that still doesn't tell them anything. It's mostly going to be there for when they read it next year.
But
yeah,
what I was going to say is also, if you were able, and you will be able in the future if you want to read our super secret awesome language, you actually could read the symbol Elf is making right there, which would give you also a clue to what is so relevant, because it's pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you more right now because I'd spoil it.
Spoilers.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of hidden stuff here. But then again, that's why when I posted the link, I said, warning, there are spoilers for the comic. Oh shit, what am I doing? What panel am I on? Oh, okay. There are spoilers for the comic in what we're doing today, because tomorrow, this kind of tells you a lot about Elf and his intentions. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exciting times.
Yeah. It's okay. What am I missing here? I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, this is tomorrow's page. Great. Let's go back to Monday's page. Great. Now we can move on to Wednesday's page. So awesome. Right, Pixie? Yes. Pixie knows. Oh, okay. Well, we don't do game reviews, and we're not like game journalists or anything like that.
Not even close.
But if anybody wants my recommendation on a good, cheap indie game, hell addictive, like holy crap, simple to learn, but incredibly difficult. Risk of Rain. Yes.
Risk of Rain.
Yes. It's a little indie game, kind of pixel art. Very simple. It's very cheap. Like, I bought it for like $1 during Steam sales.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's probably $2 or $3 or something like that.
Would you like me to look that up for you real quick?
How much it's costing right now?
Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, if I'm recommending it, yeah, I suppose. I mean, this game is not new. I mean, it's not old either. It's it's from November of last year, and right now it's costing $9 on Steam.
Oh, you already got it. Okay.
It is so much fun, like really, really fun. The Steam sales just ended last Monday, and I bought some games, and I've got like a bunch of AAA titles and all that kind of stuff. But what I played this weekend, Risk of Rain, like this little pixel art indie game where your character is not even more than a centimeter big on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. What a great game. So highly recommend it. Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain.
Yeah, definitely. And you might like it too because it has that FTL quality where it's very difficult and it's a roguelike. So, you die and that's it.
That's
you
it.
Yeah, you die and that's it. You start over. So it's great for kind of like that style of play where you play a little bit and, okay, I'm just going to see how far I can get this once. And, if you die in 5 minutes, that's normal and you just kind of let it be. And on the other hand, if you end up playing for an hour and a half, you feel so badass that you don't care. Oh, we have a question.
Oh, well, I could answer that. Not like no, I can't. Will we ever? Oh wait, yeah. Actually, the way it is written. Will we ever know why Elf and Raven hate each other so much? Yes.
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, you can.
Well, of course you will. Yes. By the end of book 3, that will be perfectly clear.
Like even tomorrow, there starts to be a hint as to why they don't get along.
For a while. I mean, first off, the way we wrote this entire story is there is the meta text that we do consciously think about how each player is playing each character. And so there's sort of this weird puppet master for every one of these fictional characters, and it's a fictional puppet master, so it's kind of interesting on how you pull the strings on these characters, that they have to be pulled in certain directions to make it ring true. It kind of helps, honestly. It makes it fun that way. And Raven, the commissioned verse character, and Carlos, the commissioned verse character, do not like each other at all. So it is amusing to me to have their two characters be constantly at each other's throat. But then from a storytelling perspective, we then needed to make it so that there was a real reason for them to hate each other as well. Secret character motivations. And their character motivations run completely opposite of each other.
Actually, okay, here's something not even you know. And I'll just point it out for the 3 or 4 people that are watching. Let me show you something about these two characters. They don't just hate each other in the story. They don't just hate each other in the, open quotes, real life. Wait a minute. Let me look for the proper image. That would be right here. Okay, but I'll open the colored version. Okay. This is not a spoiler. This is because it doesn't have anything to do with the story itself. But where is that page? Okay, here we go. Okay, check out this page. This is little details that make me know I am quite insane. Look at the way they're dressed. They're similarly dressed. They're covering their arms with the capes. But also look at the way they're standing.
Mm-hmm.
Then here. Then
I may have not fully noticed that you posed them identically on that page.
They don't just hate each other. They are not just spiritual opposites. They are even visual opposites. they visually they're opposite each other. They're just moving in mirror right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I'm sorry, Pixie, but you can't lay on the screen. Yeah, visually they move opposite to each other. They dress similar. They cover their arms in a similar fashion. They're hiding stuff equally. Even move opposite to each other in mirror
Mm-hmm.
like.
Now, I think I've said this before, that book one was Were Tiger's book, with a pinch of Glitter Sparkle. Glitter Sparkle's story gets to sort of keep going more throughout 2 and 3. Book 2, we purposely are making Dwarf and Lizzie's book, or more accurately, Lizzie and Dwarf's book. And book 3 is going to be Elf and Raven's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I said about, like, for example, tomorrow you get a hint. It's not even a hint. Like, tomorrow, like, just what's happening in the comic kind of shows you not why they don't get along, but it kind of makes it a little bit more obvious how they don't get along, because you definitely start seeing that it's not just a matter of I don't like this guy. It is like there is something going on here. And I really like tomorrow's page.
I think tomorrow, tomorrow really doesn't say it completely though. Let's not pretend that it's going to be like a big major reveal. This is a slow burn reveal. We want this to take like some significant amount of time when you're reading it in book form. So it's going to be a little bit painful for those of us reading it as a webcomic. That we're going to take our time with this story.
Well, it isn't a major Pixie, I said you can't lay on the screen. No. Okay. Well, it's not so much that it's a major reveal in terms of their relationship, but you do get to see Elf doing something that I do think is going to make people go like, "What? Wait a minute." Mm-hmm. So there is that. Like you get to see a little bit more about Elf. It doesn't really answer any questions that might arise about Elf, but it does make you kind of start seeing that there's more about Elf than you know, and therefore there's also more about Raven that you know. A lot of people kind of consider Raven to be one of the least interesting characters in the comic, and to me, actually knowing what we know about her, I think she's one of the most interesting.
Nah.
She's one of the
Glitter Sparkle.
Well, no, I think that I think Raven is one of the most interesting characters in terms of motivation. Her motivations are probably going to be one of the most hidden until way into the third book.
Yeah, I think that's about when she gets her full reveal. Yeah.
Yeah. While Elf, like, we start seeing a little bit about what Elf is about right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, there is that. But, yeah, in any case, yes, there are reasons for them to hate each other, and we're going to go very slow burn on that. But you will. Yeah, you will get to see eventually what's going on there and why they hate each other and all that. But right here where I'm drawing, we're shifting our focus back to other members of the party.
Good times. Okay.
It was good times.
No, it is. I'm just looking at the clock and trying to balance some things. Oh, I do need to wrap this up right about now because I need to make a couple phone calls and get some things ready for trips to San Diego and trips to Atlanta and all sorts of fun stuff.
Pixie, the fact that you put your ass in my face does not make it more acceptable that you're lying on the screen.
Yeah, I really don't care about your cat's ass.
It's a beautiful ass.
We just went into a very creepy area there.
Pixie.
Very creepy.
Right, Pixie?
Very creepy.
Yes, Pixie does. Okay.
All right, man.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
we
everybody,
will
thanks for watching.
thank you for watching. We'll definitely try to be back next week for a Ninjacast again, and we are going to be trying to do a Scallywag Sketchcast this Sunday, dependent on some returned emails in the next 24 hours. So we'll keep you posted on that. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Well, if you, like me and writers over at Kotaku, agree that Michael Bay needs to be left alone, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And if you don't think that he should be left alone and think that he raped your childhood, well, like, comment, and subscribe. That might make you feel better.
Yeah, we do like to help.
So, just like, comment, and subscribe.
All right. Well, that's all for us. We'll see you guys next week.